Svalbard, a Norwegian territory just 600 miles from the North Pole. I didn't go there to make a film about warming in the Arctic. I went for an adventure and snowmobiling the Arctic wilderness, but when I got here the conditions shocked me. I've heard that the polar regions are warming 3 times faster than the rest of the planet, but here I saw it firsthand. With the melting and refreezing of surfaces, you need to equip yourself properly to go walking. On 26th of February, the air temperature was plus 2 degrees centigrade, coincidentally the same as it was at home in Oxford that day. Normal expectations would be around minus 18 centigrade at this time of year, and that in itself would be an indication of warming, as 40 years earlier the expectation would be minus 30 centigrade. This has not been without consequences. I spoke to the editor of Svalbard Posting, Lina Nagel Ylvasuka. In 2015, an avalanche destroyed 11 houses and 2 people died. It was followed in 2017 by another and more damaged buildings. Those events prompted her to write this book. She mentioned that the Isfjord near Longyearbyen would freeze over every year up until May, except that it has not frozen at all in the last 14 years. It is perhaps a paradox that the establishment of habitation in Svalbard, and eventually as a Norwegian territory, is built on coal. 7 coal mines have operated around Longyearbyen since 1906. In recognition of this contribution to climate change, Norway has closed its last coal-fired power station and will close the last mine in June this year, and now they heat the whole town from a combined heat and power plant. The temperatures this year have been unprecedentedly warm, and a theory that banning sulphurous fuels for shipping may have contributed by reducing global dimming. Certain British newspapers seized on this, suggesting attempts to reduce emissions are responsible for the warming. Now, I'm not an expert on climatology, but I think it's clear that a law introduced in 2020 cannot have caused the warming in the years before then. And I can't imagine increasing atmospheric pollution is an idea that many would support. We can see how the reduction in Arctic sea ice has progressed in this animation. Sea ice is significant in reflecting the sun's rays back into space. 2024 was the lowest recorded area of sea ice in the Arctic so far. I did make my snowmobile adventure into the Arctic wilderness, but I return home convinced of the seriousness of climate change, that is our responsibility, not an inconvenience we can't afford to do anything about. We need to do everything we can to avert it.